Hey everyone, it's Anna, and today I am just gonna sit down, relax, and try to film a 50 book haul in one take. And by that I mean not like one cohesive take with no editing, because that's virtually impossible for me. I mean just sit down on a single day. This is an accumulation of books that I've been buying and receiving and being gifted since October. So I did not get all these in 2020. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump right on into it. And the first books that I got were Thunderhead and The Toll by Neil Shusterman. It took me forever to read Scythe. I read it between the months of July and December because in part I wasn't completely into it when I first picked it up. But also, just I was reading so much at that time, I wasn't really immersed in the story yet. And as I got further along in the story, it really wasn't that hard. I really ended up enjoying it, and I cannot be more excited to continue the series. The only thing that sucks though is I thought I could cheat the system here. The Toll, the US version of Toll, is only available in hardcover, and I wanted the entire series in paperback. So I have Thunderhead in paperback, the US paperback version, and I have Scythe in the matching same height, same cover feeling US version in paperback. And then I thought, I don't want to wait for The Toll to come out in paperback, but maybe if I get the paperback version from the UK, it's going to be really similar and it really won't make a difference. I'll have a matching paperback set. And that didn't work. So I ended up with version of The Toll that's a foot shorter than Thunderhead. So this did not work out. I got it off of Book Depository, I think. I can't complain too much because it's still floppy and it's still a paperback version, and I love the feel of it and the look of it, and I love the cover. I really don't have too much to complain about. But it just kind of sucks that it doesn't match the rest of the series. Yeah, I have these two and I don't know when I'm going to read them, but I'm very excited to continue the series. So remember when I said that I was going to try to do it in one take? That's not going to happen. This is going to be in multiple takes because my whole family's home. And I don't feel completely comfortable filming in front of them. So you're going to see 5 outfits in this video. But we're rolling with it. So the next book is one that I picked up because of a video that I saw from Ariel Bissett, and yeah, I'm so excited to read this and read about someone who is just an absolute icon, and I really want to get to know better and read more about, and that is Frida Kahlo. And I got Frida Kahlo, I Paint My Reality, and this is just a little book about her life. There's a ton of her artwork in here and maybe some analysis and interpretation of her art. I'm just in a phase of wanting to read as much as I can about her. She's so interesting to me. I absolutely love her art. I love her, and I just want to deep dive into her life and her work, try to get a full picture of who she was as a person, as an artist, and how the things in her life influenced her art. This was also something I got for Christmas, and it made my Mexican heart very happy, and I'm excited to read it. Next one is one that I'm so excited for, and I think I'm going to read it next month, and I'm really excited about it. It's been on my shelf for so long. I look at it every day. It's beautiful. The cover's gorgeous. The concept is so interesting, and I really want to read it. And that is Crier's War by Nina Varela. This is a sci-fi fantasy, maybe a dystopian book. I don't know too much about it, and I'm trying to go in not knowing too much. What drew me to it in the first place, before I even saw the masterpiece that is this cover, was that it was just a sci-fi book with a sapphic romance, and that's all I needed to know, and I can't wait to read it. And yeah, just you don't need to see my face, you just need to stare at this cover for as long as you want. You can pause this video and just enjoy looking at this beauty and all the details. This is hands down one of my favorite covers of all time. It's so beautiful, and I'm pretty sure it's an enemies to lovers romance, and that really excites me, so very excited. Continuing on with the books that I got for Christmas, The next one is a sequel to a series that I started back in 2018, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been waiting for the second book to come out since then. And it did come out. There's a lot of mixed reviews for it, and I'm scared. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it, but I really hope I do. I really enjoyed the first book, and we'll see how I feel about it with the sequel. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. And that is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone. I loved the first book. I've been waiting for the next one, and this cover is absolutely stunning. The spine is gorgeous, and then underneath the dust jacket is absolutely beautiful. I love the teal map too, but like, that is beautiful. So yeah, a lot of mixed reviews, but hopefully I enjoy it. Hopefully I can get to it soon. So the next two books that I got are from the same author. I got A Conjuring of Light, and this is the collector's edition. And I also got The Steel Prince, and this is the first volume. I think this is a collection of like 5 issues. The first 5 issues of the Steel Prince comic series. I started A Conjuring of Light, and then I put it down unintentionally, and I never got back to it. I really enjoyed the series, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends. This edition is so beautiful. When you take off the dust jacket, it has the most gorgeous design underneath, and it has fan art too. The thing that sucks though is that when you put it side by side with the other collector's editions, this one is like an inch taller than the other 2 books. Like my same issue with Scythe, but like these are like the same like version of like collector's special editions, and it doesn't make sense. And like I saw like box sets of these at the bookstore lined up completely. I don't know why I have bad luck with books that are not the right height. It mocks me now, and it makes me sad. I still love it. I still love this cover, and I still love this cover, and I can't wait to get my hands on volume 2. I'm pretty sure the bind up for it is already available. I'm going to check it out and order it. And I also got Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This was a Christmas gift in addition to, I don't know if I mentioned it, A Conjuring of Light was a Christmas gift. I started it. I was planning to do a buddy read with Yanis over at Infinitely Bookish, and we started it together, and both of us just kind of lost interest. And I'm hoping that I'll push through and finish it, and if I don't like the series, then I don't like it. It's a different day, and we're just gonna keep on going. Also, like, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, but I love filming in this chair because I have, like, I'm always moving around in videos, and I like having something to spin in. The next book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I heard about this, I think, for the first time on Chanel's channel from Chanel Time, and she read this and she absolutely loved it. I got really excited hearing her talk about it, and I knew that it was something I wanted to pick up. I'm trying to get more into reading contemporary romances and adult romances, and the main character is in college. I want to read more books with main characters in college, so I'm very excited about this one. So in this book we follow a girl named Chloe. She has a chronic illness, and after having a health scare, she gets a wake-up call, and she realizes that there are things that she wants to do with her life that she hasn't really had the courage to explore and to try out. So she is at a point in her life where she wants to take some risks and do things that she wouldn't normally do, make the most of her life. So she has like a list of things that she wants to do, including enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. So yeah, this just sounds really fun, and it's something that I'm really gonna enjoy. I've heard a lot of good things about the relationship in here. I'm just excited to dive into this. I hope I enjoy it. I have a list somewhere of like all the books that I have in this haul, but I'm too lazy to pull it out, so I'm just like looking at my shelf and seeing what I haven't mentioned already. I can't remember if I mentioned these, but I got Solitaire and I got I Was Born for This, both by Alice Oseman. I read Radio Silence last year, and it was one of my favorites of the year. I absolutely loved it, and I also really loved Heartstopper, and I just want to read all of Alice Oseman's books, and like these two are within the same universe as those other books, And I think Nick and Charlie show up in, yeah, Solitaire. They show up in Solitaire. I don't know about I Was Born for this, but yeah, I just want to get like the full scope of the cast of characters that Alice has written. I'm kind of going into this not really knowing anything other than this one follows Tori, which really excites me, and I really don't know much about her. We don't see too much of her in Heartstopper, so I'm really excited about it. Okay, the next book is one that the most amazing person on BookTube, Coco from Miss Coco Chen, randomly gifted this to me because she's an insanely generous person that I'm not deserving of. She gifted me City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, and all I know about it is that a lot of people say if you enjoy The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, you will definitely like this book. It's about a woman who gets kicked out of college and her parents send her to New York to live with her aunt, who lives in Manhattan and runs a little theater there. So she is like thrust into this world of theater and live performance and has all these crazy adventures in the 1940s. She meets a lot of people, she gets involved in some scandals, and it's just about her reflecting on her life and her experiences and all of her adventures in New York. And it just sounds really cool, and Evelyn Hugo was one of my favorite books of last year and one of my favorite books of all time, and anything that has those sort of vibes I'm absolutely here for, and I really hope that I enjoy it. And with her in mind, I'm also going to mention this next one that I got recently, and that's The Electric Air by Victoria Lee. I got this because Coco's obsessed with the Fever King series, and this is the second book in that duology, and I haven't read The Fever King, but because honestly I feel like hers and mine and my reading tastes mesh the most. Like, compared to any other person on BookTube, I feel like if she rates something 4 stars, I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. We have a lot of the same favorite books. And because like I want to support authors who have books coming out at this time, I have The Fever King up there. I don't know if you can see it. So when I read that one, and I probably really enjoy it, I can immediately pick up this one. So the next batch of books are all books by Latinx authors, and the first one of that group is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This is like, okay, I already own this technically. I got the audiobook and like I hadn't yet listened to it, and I still like have it. I saw that the paperback had recently come out. I had a gift card. I was at the bookstore, and it just kind of happened. I'm excited to read this book. I've heard nothing but good things. If you aren't familiar with it, it's set in the Jazz Age in Mexico, and we follow a girl who is living in her uncle's house, and she's being treated pretty poorly by her family. And then one day she opens the box and unleashes the Mayan god of death, and he needs her help, and they just go off on this journey, and I kind of want to leave it at that. Mainly because I kind of want to go in being surprised. I love this cover, and I cannot be more excited to read it. The next book is Feathered Serpent, Dark Heart of Sky by David Bowles. This is a collection of Mexican mythology. I've picked up books that are fictional with inspiration from Mayan mythology and Aztec mythology, but I just like really wanted to read something with like the source material. I'm moving a lot of stuff around to find books, so my shelves probably look really chaotic right now. The next books are both by the same author, and that is Dark and Deepest Red and Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. These were the only 2 books by them that I did not own. Wild Beauty is, I'm just going to read the back. For nearly a century, the Nomiel Vidas women have tended the grounds of La Pradera, the lush estate gardens that enchant guests from around the world. They've also hidden a tragic legacy. If they fall in love too deeply, their lovers vanish. But then, after generations of vanishings, a strange boy appears in the garden. The Nomiel Vidas grandmothers treat him like a lost son. The mothers hope he's a sign that their vanished loves might reappear. Estrella's cousins worry his presence is a warning that none of them yet understand. But however much the boy is an enigma to them, he is even more of a mystery to himself. All he knows about who he is or where he came from is the first 3 letters of his name. As Estrella tries to help Fel piece together his unknown past, La Pradera leads him to secrets as dangerous as they are magical in this stunning exploration of love, loss, and family. I can't wait to read it. And then Dark and Deepest Red is their most recent book. This came out in January, and this is like one of my most anticipated books of 2020. I'm so excited for it. It sounds amazing. In the summer of 1518, a strange sickness sweeps through France. Women dance in the streets without stopping, some until they fall down dead. As rumors of witchcraft and demon possession spread, suspicion turns towards Lavinia and her family. Lavinia might have to do the unimaginable to save herself and everyone she loves. 5 centuries later, a pair of beautiful red shoes seal themselves to Rosella Olivia's feet, making her dance uncontrollably. They draw her toward a boy who knows the dancing fever's history better than anyone, whose family was blamed for the fever 500 years ago. But there's more happening in 1518 than even Emile knows, and discovering the truth may determine whether Rosella survives the red shoes. I'm pretty sure this is a retelling of a fairy tale, I think. If the writing was anything like it was in The Weight of Feathers, I think I'm going to really enjoy it, and I can't wait to read both of these. The next one is one that I got off of Book Outlet, and I think from here I'm just going to move on to the stuff that I got from Book Outlet. So I got The Resolutions by Mia Garcia, and this is about a group of teenagers who are starting off a new year, and they all decide to make New Year's resolutions for each other, and we just follow them over the course of a year as they're trying to fulfill those resolutions. And yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun, and I've heard a lot of great things about it from other Latinx booktubers. Like I said, I got The Resolutions from Book Outlet, and then I also got 5 other books from Book Outlet, one of which is Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. When Zainab gets kicked out of school for confronting her teacher for being Islamophobic, she decides to take a break and travel to her aunt's house in Qatar for an early start to her spring break. And it's at the airport where she meets Adam. Since November, when Adam was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, he has been just trying to not take things too seriously and just try to enjoy life and keep the memory of his late mother alive for his little sister, and he's also intent on keeping his diagnosis a secret from his father as they're grieving their loss. The two of them are only really confiding in journals that they each keep, and then when they're at the airport, they get their journals mixed up, and they are in the possession of each other's journals. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I love this cover so much. I've been dying to get my hands on it since I saw it. And yeah, I'm really excited to have it, and I can't wait to read it. The next book I got is How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Gladsko. The synopsis is really brief. It's essentially about a girl named Tiger who has recently lost her mother, and it's about the process of her dealing with her grief. I just really have wanted to read something with a good representation of grief, and I've heard a lot of great things about the representation of grief and how families grieve and how people handle their grief differently. And yeah, I just kind of got it for that reason. Also from Book Depository, I picked up Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. I have not read anything by this author, but I really want to start reading more books by Indigenous authors. This is set in the aftermath of a climate apocalypse, and after this apocalypse, these Navajo gods and heroes of legends are walking the land, and as these heroes are reborn, so are monsters. We follow Maggie, who is a monster hunter. When a small town needs help finding a missing girl, Maggie is their last and their best hope. But what Maggie finds out about this monster is much more terrifying than she could possibly imagine. She must, to her chagrin, enlist the help of Kai, who is a medicine man. Together, they go on this adventure, unraveling clues from ancient legends, trading favors with tricksters, and battling dark witchcraft in a world of deteriorating technology. The next book I picked up was The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna. It follows this family of Italian immigrants who come to America, and we follow them through multiple generations. They have a really complicated and mysterious history, and the people within the family have very complex relationships with one another, and we follow 2 people in the family in particular who have a very strained relationship, and their descendants are trying to unravel why they have such a strained relationship and what has happened within their family in past generations, and sort of see what is happening with the family and why they are very Strained. I've just heard a lot of good stuff about it lately, and when I saw it on Book Outlet, I just figured to pick it up. The last book that is in the stack I got from Book Outlet is Here We Are Now by Jasmine Warga. This I was really drawn to because I saw the cover on Ali with Books' Instagram. It looked really cool, and then I saw the synopsis and I was really drawn to it. It kind of gives me like I Was Born for This vibes because it's very centered around music. Songs have always helped Tal ease the pain of never knowing her father. Her mother, who is very secretive about her past, won't say a word about who her dad really is, but when Tal finds a shoebox full of old letters from an indie rock star named Julian Oliver, she begins to piece the story together. She writes to Julian and she never gets a response, and then one day he shows up on her doorstep. He asks her to go to meet the family that she has never known. Her grandmother, her cousins, and to say goodbye to his father, her grandfather, who is dying. I'm in the mood for something with like complex family dynamics and like very flawed characters. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this is all about. This cover is really cool and I'm excited to see what this is all about. I kind of realized recently that it's been a while since I picked up a graphic novel, and I was just like scrolling the internet trying to figure out what I wanted to get. And I came across a book that I was curious about, and like I can never get it from the library. I couldn't find it anywhere, but like the premise of it and the art really caught my attention. The cover really caught my attention, and I wanted to check it out, and I saw it was available, so I picked it up. And like honestly, I just want to own more graphic novels. I will pick up a comic or a graphic novel and reread it at like the most random time, like if I can't sleep. Just like at the most random times, I'll pick up a graphic novel or I'll pick up a comic, and I want to have like a full shelf of them. I know I'm going to reread them in the future, and like I know I'm going to read them a lot and enjoy them a lot. I recently picked up Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamaki. So in this book we follow a girl named Freddie who is in a relationship with a girl named Laura Dean, and they have a very complicated relationship. Freddie isn't very happy in it. She feels like Laura is kind of leading her on, and they keep breaking up, they keep getting back together. Freddie is getting tired of it. She's not really sure what she wants to do about the relationship, if she wants to try to make it work and try to save it, or if she wants to cut ties with Laura Dean for good. So she reaches out to an advice columnist named Anna Weiss to help her navigate being a teenager in love. So yeah, I'm just like flipping through the first few pages. The art is so beautiful. I love the color palette. It's just black and white and pink, and it's just so pretty. Am I the only person who like will actually buy the second book in a series before they read the first book in a series? Is that just me? I don't like, this is like usually not a thing I do, but like I couldn't help myself. I bought another second book in a series. You already saw The Electric Air, and I also got A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. So I've had A Number in the Ashes for a while, and I still really need to read it, and I'll probably read it by the time this goes up. I'm a lot faster at reading than I am at editing. The bulk of my Ember in the Ashes knowledge comes from a video from my friend Miriam over at Miriam Reads Sometimes. She did a video talking all about why she loves the series. I'm going to link down below her video because I absolutely loved it, and you should definitely check it out. And if you need some convincing or motivation to start the series, you should definitely check it out. She definitely convinced me. Yeah, I just have a really good feeling about it, and so many people whose opinions about books I really trust have loved the series, and the writing, like from the snippets I've seen of it, is really good. I lost track of what day this is. This is probably like day 3 or day 4. We're almost done. The next book I have is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is a thriller about a girl whose best friend Monday goes missing, but it really seems like she's the only person that has noticed that Monday is missing, and she doesn't know why anyone else is taking it very seriously. I read her debut novel, Allegedly, a few years ago. I remember really enjoying it, and I really wanted to get my hands on something else by her. I saw this one available and I immediately picked it up. And then finally, I'm gonna just go into my Kindle because I actually have a few ebooks. So I'm just going to go through my Kindle real quick and tell you guys what I have in here. Looking at my library, this one I got for free, which I did not expect at all, but it was somehow free. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. All I know about this is that it gets a lot of comparisons to Six of Crows. I can't remember too many details of like why it's compared to it, other than maybe like it's a heist novel and there's like an ensemble cast and there's a very morally ambiguous main character, which are all like buzzwords for me, and I immediately want to check out that book when I hear stuff like that. I know Coco really liked that book, so I'm really curious to see if I like it too. And then I also got Alcorn Cove by Katie O'Neill. She is the author and the illustrator of the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival. Those books are like some of the most wholesome things I've ever read in my life, and I absolutely love them, and I'm really excited to read something else that she's written and something else with her gorgeous illustrations. And then finally, I got an ARC of Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I was out in public when I got the email that I got accepted for it. I didn't think I was going to get it. It's a very popular, anticipated release of the year. I'm not going to like be like someone that they particularly want to give it to, but they gave it to me. I was so happy, and it just like came at the perfect time. I was like in a really I was like about to be in a really tough place in life. It was like right before a lot of stuff happened where I was really struggling mentally and emotionally, and just like having this book really helped, and I started reading it while I was dealing with some things, and I was just so happy to have that distraction. I started it at the beginning of March, or like the end of February, and I finished it over the course of a snow day where I did a reading vlog, and I'll link it down below. I don't go into depth with my thoughts about it. That's going to be coming in another video that I'm going to be posting soon, but I do share my rating in the reading vlog. But yeah, it's crazy to me that I got it, and I can't believe I got it. I'm so grateful to NetGalley for like giving me the opportunity to read something that I was gonna wait months for. So that is it for this book haul. Thanks for watching. Comment down below and tell me what's the last book that you bought. I highly recommend also that you just try to support independent bookstores right now if you can, and I will see you soon in another video.